How's it going, people? Today I'm going to bring you a story time video mixed with philosophy, of course, since that's what I like to do with this channel. Strap in, and you'll notice that I've got a green screen behind me. So if you like green screen, you want more green screen, leave a like. That helps. That helps the channel, and I'll know that you liked the green screen. And if you go on to enjoy the rest of the video, share it with someone. That also helps. And I'd appreciate it. But to address the title, right, you're probably thinking that I'm a lunatic. Like, what in the world? What do I mean by breakfast ruins society? Well, how dare you come after my eggs Benedict? How dare you come after my chocolate chip pancakes? And especially, how dare you come after my OJ? And you see, well, while you might call me a loser, and we'll get back into that later, I do need to contextualize something, and this is where our story comes into play. You see, recently I had a vacation to Miami, and it was our last night there, and we had an early morning flight. And typically what I do when my departure is early is like, I just don't go to sleep. And sometimes it's the right move, sometimes it's the wrong move. This time it was definitely the wrong move. I had been working all through the night listening to my favorite rapper, Destroy Lonely. Since I was in Miami, I had a variety of DoorDash options, and that was my original solution to my hunger. I'd even tried to DoorDash from DJ Khaled's Wingstop, which I didn't know existed, and I drank a lot of Pepsi that night. I drank a lot of Pepsi that night, and I was excited to try DJ Khaled's Wingstop off the Pepsi. But unfortunately, these DoorDash attempts were failures. None of them ever arrived, and it had been too late into the night. So you can imagine how hungry a boy like me would have been getting. And what's worse, our Uber was 30 minutes away from the airport, so I had to wait 30 minutes longer, plus security. By the time we got through security, I was starving Marvin. I was the starving Marvin, like the ideal form of starving Marvin. We're walking towards our terminal, and like the light at the end of the tunnel, I see the Burger King sign. You know how they post it so that you can read it from the hallway. It's like a 3D type of sign. And you know, I'm not the biggest fan of BK, but by this time I was ready for my late night munchies. You know, because that's how Pepsi gets you. As we came closer to the Burger King, I started to understand that the gates were they were drawn over Burger King, and it was closed. Now it said that they'd open at 7 in the morning, which is fine. You know, I could wait 15 minutes, especially after I've already waited so long. But my worst nightmare happened. I look at the menus that are turned towards, you know, the counter, and it's the breakfast menu. You know, I hadn't gone to sleep yet. I wasn't just waking up hoping to smell bacon or French toast, you know. I was ready for a burger, fries, pasta, whatever. But the key was I was ready for dinner, or I was ready for late night munchies. And KevGep was not going to get those munchies. Here's something I think goes drastically under the radar when we talk about society, and that's food convention within society. You know, I'm not sure what it's like in other places, but where I live in America, you have your 3 main meals of the day: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And you pretty much already know what you're going to get with those 3 meals. To me, this just goes to show the willful blindness among society. We've been conditioned to eat certain things at certain times. For what? Convenience? Because we like eating eggs when we first wake up in the morning? No, I don't think it's quite as simple as that. Perhaps you really love breakfast and believe I'm spewing nonsense here. And don't get me wrong, I like breakfast, especially for dinner, you know, because it's breaking away from tradition. I really love it. I relish it. I think here I should mention that we should give some special credit to chicken and waffles. You know, chicken and waffles really paved the way to break away from food traditionalism. At least it planted the seed in society's mind that maybe, just maybe, we could do it. I'm hungry. Before I get carried away, I need to quote Gustav Mahler, or Mahler, Traditionalism is not the worship of ashes, but the preservation of fire. It may seem picky or pretentious to have an argument about traditionalism derived on me not getting the food that I wanted, but at that moment, I really do think that I had been thrown into the food traditionalist fire there. Like, I couldn't eat what I wanted because of what? See, these traditions, the ones that go unseen, are really fascinating to me. I'm not sure if we need to like revolt against them the same way that we do gender norms or anything like that, but at the same time, I do think that we should talk about it. Oh, let's not forget that they are kept alive through capitalism, and we'll get more on that later. However, if we wish to imagine a society with full autonomy, we need to recognize that if we want to make our choices for ourselves, that traditionalism keeps these things afloat and it keeps autonomy away from us, and it goes hand in hand with capitalism. They're symbiotic, if you will. Capitalism needs traditionalism, and traditionalism needs capitalism in our world. Let's not forget that food traditionalism is kept alive by capitalism. It's for profit. For more reading, I think you should look into Kellogg's, and specifically William Kellogg, who saw breakfast time as a way to accumulate profit with the cereal brand. Now, as I've already mentioned, you might think that I'm silly, but here rises another point. In today's day and age, the internet age, it's pretty interesting and fascinating that anyone can have an opinion about anything, based on just about anything, and it's up to them to make that argument strong, but we can all have opinions now, and it's pretty crazy that we can point to breakfast as a way to show capitalist oppression, if you will. And I think that's a beautiful thing. This is the very reason where I'm at with my life, with the YouTube channel. The internet allowed me to see worldviews that I wouldn't have known existed otherwise. And because of the internet, you're seeing this video, and now you understand why breakfast traditions reflect the downfall of society. Thanks, capitalism.